Well, it's been about 24 hours since my last podcast. In the last two podcasts, been discussing these drones, particularly in New Jersey and on the East Coast. But in the last 24 hours, there have been sightings other places. There was a guy in Tennessee who filmed himself firing upon one of these. It showed it. That would be expected for Tennessee or anywhere else in the South. I am in the South. If one is above where I live, Billy Bob and Joe Bob is going to be out there and they're going to be shooting at it. I'm going to tell you this right now. They won't even think about it. But that is the truth. I would fully expect that to happen. So I'm kind of going off some of the comments I've read and some of the news stories. You know, you can't always believe what you hear on the news. Kind of interesting, though. I've been switching different news, get online and I look at different news agencies. I despise CNN. But you get on there, up until this morning, there was really not much on there about it. Just a little bitty story in the corner of the screen. Whereas Fox, they're blowing this up because it's right up Fox's alley. But it does need to be covered. So some of the new things that I've seen, the guy shooting at it, I knew that, this is the United States of America. Of course, somebody is going to try that. And let me tell you guys, that is probably the dumbest thing to do. Okay. Number one, if you were ever in the military, okay, you know that using small arms to shoot at aircraft, although you could hit it, it's very difficult to do. And if you did, you have no idea what's in this drone, spaceship, whatever you want to call these things. So you have no idea what the consequences are going to be. So you're not thinking very straight. If you do hit it, it goes down. It could land on somebody's house or it could be carrying a payload we don't want to deal with. So don't do that. But, however, if one lands in my backyard and I see little green men getting out, it's on, man. It is on. You got to do what you got to do. But especially over the cities, you don't want to be seen doing this. Now, a lot of the clips that are coming out, you can kind of tell the ones that are real, the ones that aren't. When you got the guy, when the guys, the guys are in the background going, brah, look at that, brah. And them are probably real. They haven't planned this. But there are a lot of them that are real. There's been some crashes. Okay, they show one in the middle of what looks like a freeway. Across all the lanes. And it looks like a drone, a military drone, which is what I'm tending to believe these things are now. And some kids got some footage of it. They were up on an overpass. There's also footage of these things falling from the sky, appearing to be on fire. And then the FBI has issued a warning to people and to law enforcement, firefighters, that if they witness one of these and approach it, or they start to approach it, do not do that. They're to call the FBI and local law enforcement. So apparently there has been instructions issued if this was the scenario, which leads me to believe they know what they are. They know what's on them. And one story I listened to kind of makes sense to me. Maybe it is our own government, and I'm leaning towards that because you're not hearing of these in any other countries. Yes, you see your typical UFO sightings, but you're not hearing of this kind of nonsense. If this happened in Russia or anywhere else, they'd probably be up there shooting it down. And we're not doing that. So I believe they're our own. And what could be happening is they are testing stealth technology, uh, jamming technology over heavily populated areas. They want to see how well these things work, I guess, before they launch them to go somewhere else. But there's so many other things that are happening that it's hard to believe that we do have technology like the things that are showing. There are also clips of showing these things. Now, there's one clip that I saw where it's showing that this object is shooting something down. But what a lot of people don't realize is that could be fire going up. There's no way. The clip starts as it's already going on. So you got no way to tell if that is coming from the craft or is coming from the ground to the craft. And they're not really showing the craft clearly. So you get a lot of those clips that have been edited. They want to fool you. They want to make you think they caught some awesome footage that nobody else has. But you can't tell if that's not coming from the ground or if it's coming from the craft. There's no way to tell. If there's other clips out there, give me the link to them. I'd like to see it. But yeah, there is that clip circulating about the guy in Tennessee. I have no doubt that would happen here where I live if that happened. Everybody is well armed in the South. Not so much in the East, in the North. If it's our government, why is this current administration, why are they doing this over the people that voted for them? They're not doing it in the South. They're doing it over New York, New Jersey, places that administration is popular with. I don't know, just an observation. Or they know that, yeah, if you come down to Arkansas, flying them things, you're going to have trouble. Even though we got the mountains and all that down here, you're going to have trouble with the people. But regardless of who's doing it or what they are, don't want to shoot at them. Number one, that is against federal law. If you were to shoot at a drone, if your neighbor has a DJI drone and he goes up in the air and he flies and hovers over your yard and you shoot it down, you've committed a federal offense. That's right. Even over your own property. It is against the law to shoot down manned or unmanned aircraft. Now, if one of them is over my yard and spraying flames or shooting at me, it's on, man. It's on. You got to protect yourself. But do not just randomly shoot at them, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to shoot. All that could do, every time you fire something in the air, what goes up must come down. If you drop a penny off a 30-story building and it hits somebody on the head, let me tell you something. It's going to hurt. It's going to injure them. Same principle. So I'm curious to see what's going to come about the next 24 hours, the next week, how long this is going to keep going and going. It makes you wonder, because if they are testing some new kind of technology, I think they've already wore out their welcome with it. I think it works. It works pretty good. Obviously, there have been orders not to interfere with these things. There has to be. The military's not interfering. Now, there's a clip about a dozen, they said, to 30 of these things following a Coast Guard boat. The Coast Guard boat is armed, and they don't fire upon them. So that tells me they know something. Probably smart not to fire on them if there's 30 of them and you're one boat. you're a sitting duck. I don't think Coast Guard boats, the size of this one, I think was 46 feet, something like that. I don't think they're that well armed where they should be engaging in something like this. But it's weird, guys. What are these things? It's definitely making the news. And when you make the news today, it doesn't go away. Maybe they think if it becomes the new normal, people will start forgetting about it and they can go on in business as usual. Well, I don't think that's going to happen with these. So I don't know if you know of any cool footage. Tell me. I don't even think you can post a link in the comments. The channel can do that, but I don't think a subscriber or a viewer can do that. If you can, send me some links. I'll look at them. But it has been interesting, to say the least, and it's a good topic for a podcast, that's for sure. I actually went out of course, it was so foggy last night, you couldn't even see nothing. And I just never see anything here. And it would be an awesome place if there were something above me to see, because there's no city lights, there's no city. I'm very rural, and the only light I have is my own security lights that are outside. But, man, can a man get some footage to put on YouTube? Wouldn't that be great? I guess I can't. Anyway, we'll keep it short today. You guys, if you hear anything new, let me know. We'll just keep talking about this. You guys are watching, so I'm going to keep posting. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.